Well, the Arkansas Black Mayors Association is announcing the final selection of project planning consultants for 95.5 million urban watershed improvements to address flooding in 14 different project areas. ABMA President and Louisville Mayor Ethan N. Dunbar is here with the details. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about first, what is the Black Mayors Association?
Well, it's actually a 50-year-old organization. It's just a group of all the mayors, African-American mayors throughout the state. We currently have about 58 or 59 or so, but we come together and we share ideas and we try to do things that are unique to, to us, to these underserved communities in which most of us come from. But that's what we do. We kind of get together and we work with each other and kind of learn from each other. So.
Now, I've been in Arkansas for almost 2 years. It's no secret that it rains a lot here. And I know a lot of time we deal with flooding. Tell me a little bit about some of the projects that you guys are trying to work on right now.
Well, today we announced, and this is a historic project because normally federal funding doesn't come down to small rural communities to address flooding. So this is a one-of-a-kind project, and it's kind of like a prototype, a model that they want to see how this works. But we were lucky enough to get this 95.5 million to be able to address flooding in these areas. And we've identified watersheds throughout South Arkansas, Southeastern Arkansas, and Southwestern Arkansas. And the watersheds are the areas that the water kind of moves away from the city into as it goes away from the city. And some of them have been neglected for years and causes flooding in some of these communities. We're able to address that, and we announced those firms today to begin the planning project.
And some of those smaller towns, I mean, what do things look like when you guys get a big rain? Is it really in the central part of town that, everything seems to be flooded?
It's everywhere, but mainly in residential areas, especially when you have parts of towns that may have not gotten any attention over the last 2-3 decades. Ditches grow up, culverts close. When water comes, it sits in the yard. If it rains a lot, even moderate flooding causes damage, and people just can't get to, out of their house without stepping through mud. And then most of it even comes into homes because a lot of homes down in the rural communities were built in areas that were not desirable back then. They were considered floodplains. You didn't have a choice. You had to build where you could. So they suffer now from the neglect and being in those low-lying areas.
And I was going to ask too, what kind of impact does this have on, people who live there? Are they stuck in their homes at this point when it floods? Depends
on how bad the flooding is. I think 2015-16 we had pretty bad flooding down in southwest Arkansas, and I recall particularly Miss Lavinia Henry having to be taken out in a boat. We had historic floods, but we deal with it, and now this gives us an opportunity to mitigate those conditions. So that's why it's a good thing. But most of the time, you just have to live with it.
And one last question too. I mean, we're talking $95.5 million. Yeah. Why is this so important to you guys to finally be able to start these projects?
Well, to give citizens a better quality of life. I mean, this is money. This is money that we wouldn't expect. It's a godsend, really, because we normally don't get money for this type of thing at that level. So now that people feel like, well, I don't know if you've been in a rural community where some people lay boards across the grass just to get out of their door to the road. Now maybe they can get that addressed and it wouldn't be as wet and muddy, and maybe, they can live a little better quality of life.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for all the work you do. I know a lot of residents, after they see this, are going to be pretty happy.
Well, I will say this, we weren't able to address every community, but we do have outreach money, and we're still looking for communities that did not get included in this batch of funding. And again, this may become a model for the nation, so we're excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mayor Dunbar.
Thank you.
Coming up